I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for Happy Hour. It's the Man Cave Happy Hour. Whiskey, cigars, spirits, the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I am Matt Fox.
And Matt, we're
still here.
We're in a cave. We are
living in a cave. Yes,
we are in the mines. We are grinding it out in the gypsum mines.
Correct.
If anybody's watching this on YouTube or Facebook, if you can see it, we are literally. It looks like we're down in gypsum mines.
Correct.
Because we are at Founders Brewing,
yes.
downtown Detroit,
yes,
and
we
are
in
their fabulous
the barrel room.
Barrel room, yes, and it's a replica of the gypsum mines where the barrels that are aged, some of the specialty beers, the KBS that's the one that gets stored down there. And
we got a lot of stuff down there now.
And
all kinds of weirdo stuff.
Yeah, all kinds of hidden treasures down in the gypsum
Every time I go down
mines.
there, I find something new. I'm like, I
forgot
about this.
I forgot about
I hope it's still good.
It says 2003 on the barrel. Wait a minute.
Oh, we probably should have pulled that out already.
And if you were with us last episode, you met Jeremy, and Jeremy's hanging out with us again. And this time, I've been sipping water. I don't know what I've been doing.
Me
You're
too.
prepping yourselves.
I know.
What you're doing.
We're getting a good base.
We wanted to get the story. We wanted to find out about Founders and Jeremy, and about you and your journey into the master brewing. So and now we're going to try some of these. There's a cornucopia of colors.
Yes, there is.
There's a cornucopia of smells coming from this tray of beers that we have. But I was talking about being a fan of Michigan and proud of. I applaud Founders for doing so well and being a Michigan-based company. When we were talking about grain to glass, and you were talking about some of the fresh hops, and what beer is the fresh hops that you do once a year? What's that?
It's called Harvest Ale.
Harvest Ale, the Harvest Ale, and you got to do that within an hour or two or a day. Within a day.
A day. I mean, the fresher the better.
Yeah, and
you start getting into that second day. And
when you were flying them in from Washington, it was like, yeah. But when they're here from Michigan, better still. So what about the other ingredients? Where are you sourcing things from?
Yeah,
what are you using? Where's it coming from?
Besides hops, we use a lot of barley. Barley is the other main ingredient. A lot of the base malt is grown here in our northern United States into Canada. And also a lot of the specialty grains that we get are malted over in Europe. A lot from the UK and from Germany.
Is yeast a thing with you?
So yeast being the third ingredient. We have a laboratory that it cryogenically saves strains of yeast and can grow those up to usable quantities. So it's quite a fun laboratory.
I'm just picturing Dr. Evil somewhere.
Right. So you're kind of an evil scientist here.
Well, I let the expert, I like the microbiologists and those kind of people handle that kind of stuff. I'd just be like, can you get me that? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, mad scientist.
That one's working for me. I want more of that guy. All right, we'll grow more. We'll grow more. So,
and then of course the fourth ingredient being Michigan water, and in Grand Rapids, our municipal water, it comes from Lake Michigan, so it's an amazing brewing source. It's very consistent. It's got great mineral content for what we're looking for as brewers, and it's perfect.
Perfect storm for some amazing brews. And so we're going to try some. So Jeremy, do you know what we got over here? Can you tell?
I have no idea.
He sent us up Peachy Trouble.
Corvallis.
Okay.
Yeah, where should we start?
What else? So it's like this side, and then this is the side by me.
We actually we have 2 flights.
Yeah,
so
2 flights of things to try out.
Okay.
We got an all-day vacay.
Yep.
That's a great place to start. That is a
Mas Agave GF.
Fort Giants. You should check that out first.
Fort Giants all-day vacay.
Check out the all-day vacay. So I told you a little bit about all day.
Is this that next?
So this is our first line extension or variant on an all day. So all day being a session IPA, it has a very nice balance of malt and hops. but with an easy drinking body. I kind of took the concept of that balance and made it into a wheat beer. So it's a wheat beer featuring some citrus character. I wish I had a picture of the can right now because it's like the classic Woody, but instead of driving to the woods on All Day original, it's driving down a beach. Yeah. And so just got me thinking about what's a flavor that I would and that I think that people would enjoy.
The nose,
summertime and
the nose on this. You said citrus. And
Yeah.
I'm getting some lemon out of that. The citrus side of it.
Lemon orange was kind of what I was going
There's
after
a little hint of the hops in it, and then the citrus in there is nice.
So I thought that was, summertime. We never really had a real summer seasonal beer, right? Our seasonal beers are always just rotating random things, and the salespeople were like, we could really use a wheat beer in the summer, something that people associate with summertime, and so this is what I came up with.
And it's light. It's not like it's not so hoppy where it's like, oh my god,
yes,
but it's a very light all day,
easy on the palate and light body and. But still pretty interesting. I'm happy where that one landed.
There's a decidedly beer color.
It looks like beer.
It looks like beer. Not all these look like beer. We got some hazy, we got some foggy, we got some pinky over here.
I think I see cranberry
we got
juice
some
over here.
grapefruity. What's that? That Four Giants. We got hazy Four Giants.
Oh,
okay,
that's the hazy one.
That's
That one. You can tell.
We gotta try that. So I'm enjoying this. I would order this guy up.
Yeah,
Matt and I when we're doing whiskeys and spirits, we have a rating system. Wildly inappropriate.
Are we gonna do that 8 times here?
Kill, marry, screw. It's kill is dead to me. I'll never do it again. Screw around. That's out on the road. Marry it. I'll buy this and take it home.
Yeah,
I'd buy it. I'd have this in the fridge.
My brother-in-law is a big all-day IPA fan, as is my neighbor and what have you,
and most of America.
But I'll tell you what, they enjoy their all days, and they're always looking for something that the next thing that Founders is doing. They've done the bells and all that other stuff. And they're always looking for something new, if you will.
That's today's consumer.
Yeah.
Well, where are you at with the garnish on this? It's like, I don't wreck that by putting fruit in it, or
well. So what I tried to do with that, that lemon, that orange that you're kind of picking out of the aroma was like. Let me put that little zesty citrus in there for you, so you don't have to actually mess with the fruit.
Yeah, it just doesn't quite need it.
It should be fine on its own. Drink it out of the can at the beach, and you're good to go.
Right. You don't have to cut up an orange and put it in there.
Don't worry
at all.
about it. I did it for you.
I'm going to finish that if you don't mind, Mr.
Oh,
yeah. You can.
Holy crap! All right, drink out of that side of the glass.
Yeah, I don't have cooties.
How do you want to move up here? You want to you want to move like ABV wise? I mean, our oatmeal stout is another low alcohol one. Now, obviously, it's a stout beer, but it's that nitro
let's
dark
go that
thing.
way.
Yep.
Why don't you switch it up and get that stout going?
All right,
try that.
Try that. You want to?
So this is on
first?
nitro. You know how like a Guinness pours on nitro as opposed to CO2. So
This is a Guinness man, right?
I'm a one trick pony. You go into a bar, I ask for a Guinness.
Yeah,
generally speaking,
you kind of can't go wrong, right?
Yeah. It's
There's a lot of pitfalls out there when you're ordering a beer at a bar and you're like,
and then
never heard of this.
they
should
pour
I
it
try
right,
it? How old is the beer?
Yeah,
Right.
we
Chances
got this,
are a Guinness.
we got this pepper sneaker stout. It's like, nah. We strained it through sneakers. You're gonna love it.
Give that a nose.
I'm like, man, you are gonna make me angry by serving me that. Just give me something.
So this is the oatmeal stout, you said, yes.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yep.
All right.
So kind of, and we do it up on nitro to satisfy that Guinness customer. You can float it on things, make black and tans or black and whatever. It kind of floats on a great variety of beers. So,
And so the all day vacay, is that a summer? Is that a limited run for summers?
yeah, yep. Summer seasonal. You can buy it in 15 packs and on draft. This oatmeal stout is draft only, and pretty much. I think there might be a few accounts out there, but you got to come to our place to really appreciate
That's fair.
Done
that
correctly.
particular beer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. So there's no stout. Do you have a stout that is on the road for you, in cans or?
We do breakfast stout and
breakfast
bottles,
stouts.
and then after that, it's mostly barrel aged stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So when I snipped it, I nosed this. I got some coffee out of it. Is that typical for a stout?
Yeah, roasted grains share a lot of similarity to roasted coffees.
Okay.
When you start to get to that level of burnt, but it brings out a lot of coffee and chocolate character. So,
Okay.
That's just malt. Yep.
Nice.
So regularly available.
Oatmeal stout is year round, at least in our tap rooms. And like I said, there is some draft out there. You might stumble upon an account and they got Founders Oatmeal Stout, and you'd be like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I know that beer.
Yeah.
I like these guys.
That's where that rating system comes in, right? You screw around with it every once in a while if you find it, right?
Yeah,
But
right.
if you're going to be here at Founders, you marry it.
There you
That's
go.
how
Right,
it works.
exactly.
You want another sip before I finish that?
I haven't sipped it yet, to be honest with you.
Oh. I almost finished it. Good thing I stopped.
Oh yes, that's very reminiscent of your Guinness consumer. Yeah,
That's kind
It
of what
is.
we're,
Yeah.
like you said, there's people that just go in and they're like, I know what I want. I want this Guinness. And, but this is
I would not be.
our-
I would not be displeased.
If somebody
with
gave you that
this.
instead, yeah, okay.
I would not.
Good.
I am more often than not displeased, and I go, just give me a taste because they're like, no, you'll love it, and I'm like, I know
I
I'm
don't
not
trust you.
gonna.
My
But
wife,
I like this. I
my
do.
wife has taught me that ordering flights is the way to go. And then you're not stuck with a big glass of beer that you thought sounded like you were gonna like, and then
Right,
you're like, oh no, I
right.
hate this beer. What am I
Sometimes you
supposed to
can't
do?
get all the way through it. It's
Yeah.
it's
Then it can kinda be
sometimes
embarrassing,
too
especially,
flavorful or
I hear I'm a brewer and I'm at your brewery and I'm like, oh no. You take your beer to the bathroom. I'll be right back. It's happened.
Oh, I love that.
Well, I probably should just be honest, but I can't. I'm just too nice of a guy.
So the whole thing with flights, right? Flights have been around for a while, but they really did start really coming into popularity as far as trying in like the last 15 years or so. Were flights around even before then? Because they were somewhat new. It's a newer thing that a lot of folks have been doing.
Yeah, well, you kind of got to. People want that variety. They want to try a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I remember it being in kind of some of the main, maybe more of like a chain brew pub back in the day. That was just part of their presentation.
Okay.
But I think everybody has kind of embraced to this point where
Right.
let's let people try a lot of stuff.
Right.
And,
And that'll bring them back, and they'll end up getting the bigger glass.
Yep, they'll find their favorite,
So
or-
you're cross-selling and all. Yeah.
Because like I said, if you get one chance and it's the wrong beer, well, you
Wow.
probably just lost them.
Right. So where should we go next? 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
with
Let's move on
with
here.
ABVs, you kind of we're stepping up
Yeah.
from each one.
Yeah,
each
we
one.
That was
started
flavorful.
low.
That was
Yeah, it was. It was very good. That's something I would not be displeased with either.
I'm wondering, is a fruit beer going to screw you up at this point? I mean, that Rubaeus is pretty intense. You want to work in another hoppy beer before we do that?
Let's do a hoppy
Sure,
beer.
sure.
Check out this Corvallis thing. I got a good story about that. That should be that one. Yeah.
Corvallis.
So named Corvallis after the town in Oregon where near the Oregon State University. So
Okay.
what is happening here is they have a public hop breeding program.
I tried public breeding one time. The cops were not happy about it.
I just so used to talk about hops. Like, yeah, public breeding. That sounds really weird, doesn't it?
We're gonna have to ask you to leave.
All right, we're 12, and this is just the first taste.
So this is a new experimental hop variety that doesn't have a name yet.
Okay.
We called it Corvallis because that was the only word on the box of hops that we had. It was all just numbers and information.
All right. So
But it was from Corvallis.
So can folks get this in the tap room only?
This is in our tap room. So this is one of our. This is from the R&D program.
Okay.
In this case, we're trying out a new raw material, a new hop that they need our feedback on.
Okay.
These hop breeders and growers, like they can tell if a hop is agronomically going to do well.
Okay.
Does it yield good? Is it disease resistant? But it's up to brewers to be like, do you want to use it, right?
Right.
Does it smell good? Does it translate into the beer? Does it have staying power in that beer? So they rely on us and our expertise and our experimentation to kind of help drive that. So,
Right.
so what they did is they send out these hop samples of these varieties, and then brewers brew with it, and then we determine, is there any legs here? Do they need to keep growing more of it, or should they abandon the
So I'm getting
the whole process?
grapefruit, right?
Oh, yeah. Lots of citrus going on in there.
Yeah, grapefruit.
I haven't tasted it yet, but just on the nose
nose.
itself, it's got a very sweet feel to it. On the
I
nose.
get a little woodiness out of it, almost a little cedar character. But it's
So
it's fun.
it was sweet on the first little sip there, and then it hung out grapefruity, and then the sour lingered. The
Finished a little
finish,
bitter,
the
yeah.
finish. I wouldn't go so far. Bitter is the grapefruity sour. Yeah, and then some hoppiness to
Yeah,
it.
the hoppiness is there. You can tell that it's an IPA,
Not uber,
if
but
you will. No.
Yeah, well, and the idea is that when there's kind of a base recipe that they suggest you use to allow the hop to be evaluated without a whole lot of other things going on. So it's a very simple malt bill. Try not to get too much bitterness, but use enough of the hop to really kind of evaluate the aroma, the flavor of it.
Yeah.
So pretty much everything you're getting out of there is
Yeah.
from that hop.
So this is kind of like a lighter version of a hazy.
Yeah, we clean it up. We want it to be as clean as possible to really, evaluate that hop and not have any other distractions.
That's fair.
So when you're just brewing something, because this one wasn't aged, this wasn't barrel aged at all. So what's the production time from? All right, we're going to start making this to when it's in the bottle and heading for the store.
So you're looking at, well, it's a lot easier to just get it on tap in my brewery. That's probably more of a. I can have that in two and a half weeks.
2.5 weeks. Okay,
If you
so
wanna,
2.5 weeks.
If you want to mess with distribution and get it out to stores, we generally got to start like at least a month before that to ensure that it gets on trucks and gets to the retailer.
So, but from when you start brewing to when it's coming out the tap, it's about a 2.5 week process.
2.5 weeks, yeah.
With the barrel age, because we're going to get to a couple. Do we have a barrel age fella in
we
here?
do.
KBS.
We got KBS, yeah.
All right. So when we get to that, we'll talk about how long it sits.
Yeah.
In that.
All right. We'll keep moving on here.
Yeah. You can have that one.
Okay, here's a little transition. So I got an IPA with fruit. So this one is it's an imperial IPA, which means it's going to have more alcohol, more bitterness, more hop character.
Okay.
But it's also got an addition of peaches to it, which kind of like softens it, sweetens it. It's a pretty interesting.
Were the peaches
blend
thrown
of-
into? The whole peach was thrown in, or
No, we use a juiced. Actually, a concentrated juice. So what? The beauty of that is they get the skins and the seeds and everything out of there, and all I have is like this intense.
No beaks and wings. No beaks and claws. Just the juice.
These are high quality.
you know what those are made of, right? Lips and assholes. Yeah.
All right. So, all right. So the grapefruit citrus we were getting off of the Corvallis, that was all compliments of the hops.
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But in this peachy trouble, there's actual
fruit. Yes.
Fruit brought
Yes.
into the
Yep.
brought into.
So
the
you might
mix.
still get some of that, citrusy character from the hop.
Sniff away, brother.
But there will be another layer of actual fruit and fruit sweetness to
Right on
balance
the
that
nose,
out.
it's like it's peach right up
Peaches,
front.
right?
Yeah.
Explosive peaches.
You know what they say? I can eat it. Never mind.
You've said it on.
I've
the show
said it
before.
a few times. Yeah.
You said
It's
that.
your show. Say whatever you want.
Yeah, you're a single man. You can say whatever you want.
Ooh, okay.
I'm married. My wife doesn't listen, so I can say whatever I want.
That's at least.
And I jinx myself. It's like we've been doing the show for 5 years, right? And I was on the radio for like 17 years here in Detroit and 20 years around anyway. So, and it's like she never listens, right? She never ever listens, right? And so we're on a show, and she just like it was probably 6 months ago, and she decided to get involved and listen to one. And it's one where I was like trash talking, and I was going, I can say whatever I want. She never listens.
Oh no!
And I jinx myself.
So I'm sure she was
with
fairly
that,
impressed
so.
with your presentation.
Oh, she was impressed already. I caught that one later.
So I'm really excited for Jamie to try this one because when I nose it, peaches right up front. When I tasted it, wow, was it refreshing? That is a refreshing IPA, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a sessional IPA, yes.
There's
No, that's imperial. That's going to be
imperial.
about.
That's what you said,
9%.
imperial.
Yeah, 9% alcohol.
9%.
there's
That's
a different mouth on this.
Yeah.
Am I getting that right? There's like a slightly different mouthfeel.
Oh, for
There's
sure.
Almost. I want to. If we were into whiskey, I would say the oils of it, but it's hanging out a little bit. It's sticky. It's a little sticky.
The beer the base beer is dry and oily, and but then the peaches add like a sweetness and a more fullness to the mouthfeel. So it's
Sugary. It's a sugary.
Yeah.
oil, is a sugary oil grabbing my tongue a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the IPA, that bitter is
Finishes with the bitterness
at the
right?
end. Yep.
Yeah.
It's weird for someone to say it's refreshing when it's a 9%.
Well, yeah.
Oh, is
that's
this up
true,
at
though.
9%?
Yeah.
All right, I'll hold on to this one.
Yeah. One of my favorite
Really?
tricks is hiding alcohol in beer, so people are.
Where did that come from?
Wow.
No, that
okay.
is a fantastic beer. That is
Awesome.
a fantastic.
Glad you like that.
Imperial.
It was so that was a kind of a hit in our tap room that we did one time years ago. Sold out really good. So that is our current Mothership. Mothership is a series that we just
Yes.
sell out of our own stores and pubs.
I'll tell you what, the Blushing Claws is
That's
right.
where that came from, yeah.
That is
Yeah.
one of my favorites of the Mothership series,
Awesome,
and this
yeah.
is now my second favorite.
Yay!
Peachy trouble. So if someone, you got to be kind of in, you say your tap rooms, are those here in Grand Rapids? Is that it? Or are there more tap rooms where people can get a
Here,
hold of this?
Grand Rapids. That's it.
Okay.
That's currently it.
And so and so these motherships and these special ones, you gotta
Hit one of those places up.
you gotta know somebody who knows somebody.
Or just come visit us.
Right. Well, I mean, but you said all 50 states, so if you got somebody hooked on this
Oh,
business in
yeah.
Hawaii,
That's why this is a
Well,
destination
you know,
spot.
that's
See?
right.
there's,
That's how you get them.
people over in Oregon are like crazy for this. Then they're like, oh crap.
Yeah,
We
better
gave
make
you
the
those
trip.
wet hops, and we can't even get a sip. Come on.
As this has lingered and this has stayed,
Yeah.
a little bit. I feel the alcohol slightly.
Starting to cut through a little bit.
Yeah. Not ethanol or anything.
No,
but
it's-
just the
you
warmth.
know-
There's a little bit of warmth in there. Yeah.
I like that. No, that is. I really did enjoy that. I'm gonna have some more.
I got a couple other fruit beers
Go for
too.
it.
So Rubaeus it's raspberry forward. It's sweet. This Masagave with the grapefruit, that's more of a sour tart beer. So do you want to go sweet or sour right now? What are you thinking?
We just did sweet. I think it felt sweet. What about you?
Yeah.
You said it was kind of candy-ish, sweetish.
Yeah, it
Let's
was.
go. Let's go sour.
Want to try that sour one? Yeah, grab that thing.
All right. So the Masagave
so
GF.
this is actually a barrel aged beer.
Okay.
This is a tequila barrel aged beer.
Well, it's agave. That's where that's
all right.
agave.
So
So
I
would-
it's
tequila
brewed.
barrel.
It's brewed with actual agave nectar.
Oh, nice.
And it's so the Goza style. Goza is a really old style, an old German style.
Different
where-
than Gozer,
yes.
the destroyer.
don't cross the streams, Ray.
I looked into the trap, Ray. I looked into the trap, Ray. Get her. That's your plan.
when a
Get
god
her.
asks you if you,
Sorry.
you say yes.
We tend to digress a little.
Well,
I'm
the,
sorry, Jared.
the funny thing is that we affectionately call this thing Gozer. It's Goza. And Gozer is like
All right, so what was the proper name? Now that we've screwed around, I said that the real name popped out of my head. So
Masagave.
Masagave and what was it?
So the Goza style.
Goza style. All right.
It's
What is Goza style?
It's sour and salty, and often served brewed with like coriander or something like that. So I kind of took the sour salty inspiration, put more alcohol in it, barrel aged it, and then did a couple versions. So this one's got grapefruit. There's another one I do with lime, but kind of inspired by like tequila drinks. Either a Paloma or a margarita. Or
What do you do when you do a shot of tequila? Anyways, you salt, lick,
salt
and
in it,
then,
and either lime or like I love the Paloma.
What you
It's a
do
grapefruit
is
variety.
you don't drink crap tequila,
You don't have to do that stuff.
and then you just sip it because it's good.
yeah.
right.
Just got a point there.
So yeah, but thanks for the clarification. Yes,
if
appreciate
it's got
that.
a little plastic red hat on it,
Then you
you're
need
gonna
to-
feel like crap tomorrow.
But you need the salt and the lime to
yes.
get it down.
If your tequila comes wearing a costume, you're in trouble. It's not gonna end well. That's
So I got
the fancier the bottle, the more trouble you're getting into. Well, actually, those blue. But anyway,
So I'm holding the glass a few inches away from my nose.
Yeah.
And even then, I feel the tequila
Yeah.
on the nose.
Oh, yeah.
It's right there.
Those barrels worked.
What's the ABV on this one?
10,
oh,
5 maybe.
really?
Yeah.
What? I thought there was a limit. Oh, we were talking. Yeah,
That's on
we were
ciders.
talking cider
With Blake's, yes.
Yeah, because there was a limit. So what's
They got ABV limit?
That's
Yeah, just for licensing and things. So, how hot can you get?
There's a few states that, so it's all state controlled.
Yeah.
Some states had caps for a while, which kind of made it difficult for us. You know, even our friends down in Ohio, I think, had a 12% cap for a while, and our KBS at 12.2 was
no go.
Wow.
it was sad.
No for you.
That's okay. We don't. Who cares about Ohio? Really? Seriously though.
Well,
It's-
those Michigan people, right? How we feel.
There's a lot of people in Ohio. I want to sell them beer. Yes.
Yeah. we love you, Ohio.
We do. It's just
Go Wolverines.
send your emails to Matt Fox at mancavehappyhour.com. I can't believe you said that, Matt. Anyway.
Gentlemen, it's been nice. Appreciate it.
So the Mas Agave. So what's the GF?
Grapefruit.
Just
yeah,
grapefruit.
because we have a couple different. I've
so
done a lime. I've
Mas
done
Agave.
a what was the other one? Oh, prickly pear. I did a prickly pear once.
Ah.
Yep. Just screwing around.
So
Yeah,
is this
that's R&D,
is this
man.
is this
Can't
another
tell.
tap room only?
no.
treat?
This is available in 4-pack glass.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep. So you'll find that out in the stores this summer.
If someone goes into their favorite liquor store or beer store, what have you, can they ask them to order KBS
all retailers have access if
Okay.
if they work with our wholesaler in the area, they have access to our portfolio and sure.
Well, most of them can, but
Yeah.
I don't know if there were anyone that were off limits, if you will.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of shelf space at this point. It's so crowded out there.
You
that-
think?
I get the salt. I get the
It is a little salty,
on
isn't it?
my
Yeah.
lips.
Yeah, a little after salt.
As I'm sipping it, and then afterwards, I get that there's that salty on the lips with this. That is a riot.
Kinda fun, huh?
And it's not. I'm just full disclosure. I'm not a big hoppy kind of guy.
Yeah.
There's always people like the triple hops, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yes.
I don't want
I'd
to
rather
chew on
like,
my beer.
Yeah. I'm down with this one.
Well, this is pretty far from beer, right? At
Yeah.
this point, I mean,
Yeah.
Like if I just handed that
This
to
is a
you, and I didn't
cocktail.
tell you anything about it, would you guess beer? I don't even know. right?
No. This is a interesting colored cocktail.
With the success of RTDs and things like that, this is kind of an opportunity to go after maybe not your traditional beer drinkers. Maybe you buy the margarita mix or pre-mixed things, and maybe this could do it for you. I don't know.
I keep getting the salt every time I do it, which is it's fun.
Kind of fun.
Excellent. I'm gonna finish this off, Jimmy.
Oh, you son of a!
We could go get more. Come on.
There's plenty more. Don't worry about it.
All right, three more
We got a
soldiers
couple
standing up here.
left. All right. Well, you want to get off the fruit for a minute?
Yeah,
or-
let's do that.
Let's check out that Four Giants hazy. That's
Oh,
I know
hazy
you just
fantasy.
said you don't like the hops,
Shiny,
but this one is
shiny.
All right, so
pretty hoppy.
when I see the
Not
hazy,
bitter, though.
and I'm going to bring up M43. Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's talk about that.
this looks reminiscent of the color. Looks reminiscent of an M43, which has got that grapefruity type feel to
Big
it.
time.
Right on the
On
hazy.
those.
for sure.
So is that when you were coming up with that, you came up with this first before they even thought about
Oh
it?
no, I'm
No?
I'm late to the hazy game.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, this was a style that I kind of looked at as.
Gotta answer.
What are we doing?
Okay. Why haven't we?
Well,
Or-
no, more like I don't know. When I used to homebrew, my beers would come out looking like that, and then I got a real job and figured out how to do it, and then my beers
Started looking like
I
that.
just feel like that is what is appealing to me.
Right.
So
It's not super light, but it's not super dark. It's like right in the middle.
and
got
it's brilliant clarity. I love
Yeah.
to like look at my beer through the light. So it took me a while to even accept this as a
hazy.
legitimate thing. And speaking of M43, I think the first time I was at a KBS event party at another bar.
Okay.
And we were supporting one of our local supporters.
As you do.
As we do. And I saw trays of M43s going around, and I did a double take. I was like, what are they serving people? They got to change that keg or something. There is something seriously wrong. And I asked the guy, I'm like, what are you pouring everybody? Because there was a lot of them going around, and I'm like, what is happening?
Oh, no.
And it was
It's a
M43
salmonella
and-
special there? What are you doing?
Well,
Yeah,
it looked like the end of a keg that's all yeasty, and I was like, oh
Right.
no. But come to find out, it's a thing. So I'm in the game now.
It's thin. It's on the taste. It's there's not a lot of mouthfeel to it. It's thin on the mouthfeel. Very grapefruity. For me, is what I'm getting. So what's in this? What's the mash bill on this? What would you call that? What's the proper terminology for the
mash bill?
What's your mash bill on this fella?
So traditionally in hazy beers, you're going to want a high percentage of like oats and wheat. Those things have a lot of protein that kind of contribute to that softer mouthfeel and hazy.
Softer is a better way of saying it than thin.
This might come across as thin, especially after the last couple of beers we drank we had a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah.
But I will say it was intentional to not have this thing be super heavy like a lot of hazies are.
Yeah.
I needed a stable haze.
Because looking at it, it looks because it's thick and it's very it's not.
But the haze is stable, and that took me some time to figure out too. A haze that's not just going to settle out in the bottom of your can,
right?
And then you have a mess on your hands as you're either pouring it on draft or out of the can.
Right.
Getting that haze to stay in suspension for the duration of its shelf life was something that I had to unlearn what I had learned and kind of do everything backwards to make that happen.
Right.
But no, we're like I said, we're distributed across the country. A lot of those hazy beers came about by smaller breweries that. Serve their beer out of their tap room. They serve it the day it's packaged. People take it home and they drink it right away. With our footprint, we can't control that. And,
sure, yeah.
And this is a beer that needs to be drank fresh.
So the bartenders that you have on staff here in Grand Rapids and in downtown Detroit, where we're at right now, when someone comes in and they've never experienced Founders before, they go through their own extensive tastings themselves. So if someone comes in and says, I'm looking for something that is reminiscent of A, B, or C, then they can come up with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're like, I'm a kind of an
Why is it called Four Giants?
Well, okay, good question. So this is the hazy version of it, but the original Four Giants is based on 4 double IPAs that we created in our tap room.
Okay.
And there was a lot of discussion amongst bar staff and employees and even regulars about which one of those is the greatest double IPA Founders ever made. And so my R&D brewer, Diamond, he was... He decided to settle it all by kind of taking aspects of all 4 of those recipes and bringing them together to make one super Imperial IPA, and that became the Four Giants. So, and then this is the hazy version of it.
Okay.
You want to finish that up, Mr. Flanagan? No.
So is that's it? You said it's like a double IPA?
Yeah.
I am enjoying this one tremendously.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's available in cans, tallboy cans. Like I said, I feel good about that haze stability and
I have a friend in Idaho, and he is a huge hazy IPA type person.
Yeah.
That's Jason and Christina.
Sure. Okay.
They
fair
moved
play.
on to Idaho. Yeah. So he's a huge. He would dig this. Really
Jason needs to keep his Michigan connections.
He does.
And,
He
get some of that shipped out.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so we got the KBS hazelnut and the red thing.
The red thing. It's called Rubaeus. Yeah, it's a straight up raspberry beer. What do you guys think? I mean, they're both pretty powerful. So
both ABV about the same.
No, Rubaeus is low. KBS is high.
All right, let's go high, and then we'll go low.
Sure.
Because that's how you're supposed to sell stocks.
Yeah.
You buy high and sell low. That's how it works. Man.
All right, grab one there, Matthew.
I'm in. So this is
what's
KBS.
The mash bill on the KBS?
Yeah, lots of stuff. Lots of dark grains and some crystal malts for sweetness. And now the deal with this is we've done some variants on KBS lately also.
Yeah, there's been a lot. Wow, holy crap! This is like a smoky coffee.
Go big or
smoky coffee on the nose.
This is very popular. If I'm not
KBS
mistaken.
is a big deal. Yep. It's one of the original barrel aged beers, and it's been going on a long time. And
the people lining up around and they still do. They line up around. It's people look forward to the releases.
They do. Well, actually, we went. We've been going year round with it, so you can actually always find KBS now, which is kind of a fun thing. But these variants come out yearly, so that's kind of replacing the. So KBS is available year round. Variants come out once a year, and it's kind of special. So.
Gotcha.
This one gets a dose of hazelnut coffee after it comes out of the barrel, so it's all.
See, that's my go-to every morning. Is hazelnut coffee.
Your hazelnut guy?
Hazelnut coffee,
okay.
yeah. So
I hope you like this.
It's very smoky coffee on the nose. It's nice.
Okay, I'm going to dive in. if you don't
Dive,
mind.
brother. I didn't hit it. I was letting you go first. I'll do the sloppy seconds.
That is a hazelnut coffee. Mm-hmm. That is exactly what that is.
Yeah, with some beer in there. But
With
yeah.
some beer. That is beautiful. One of my traditions every Thanksgiving and Christmas morning, it is it is hazelnut coffee with Jameson's in it.
Oh yeah.
So it's an Irish coffee. if
Would
you
they
will.
smell this at school if it was in my coffee cup, do you think?
No, I'm nodding yes, but no.
Mr. Flanagan is drinking his specialized coffee again.
He likes the hazelnut.
That would be that next step because in the morning it's coffee or what have you, and your Irish coffee, Irish hazelnut coffee. I could move right into
Use this to transition into the rest of your day.
Yeah,
This
Man.
is a serious coffee profile in this.
It's big. Yep.
Yeah. So what's in the mash bill? What's the alcohol in it? Do you say?
12-2, I believe it comes
Jiminy
out.
crickets.
So that's
barrels.
Most of the
that's an
KBSs
immediate
are
transition.
12-2s.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's an
So this
immediate
is just straight up KBS aged with some hazelnut, some fresh hazelnut coffee after it comes out of the barrels.
So how long? Because you say it's about 2.5 weeks on a regular brew. Then you can be pouring it out of the tap. So when does it go into the barrel, and how long does it stay in the barrel when you do one of the KBSs?
Those things need about a year in the
About a
barrel.
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long, generally speaking, how long does a beer hold up? And when you buy some Founders, should you drink it within 3 months? Should you drink it? Is it like, oh, I'm going to save this bottle and I'm going to give it to my kid when he turns 21 because he was born this year.
I wish they wouldn't, but yeah. It depends on the beer. All those hoppy beers you're drinking, freshness is the key.
Yeah.
I mean, you start to get 3 months and they're starting to lose their.
All right,
their
so there's
bright,
decidedly
their
a shelf life
hoppiness.
on those. Okay.
You start drinking dark beers and the like, and those actually can hold on much longer.
Okay.
And the barrel aging process, and we generally try to keep oxygen out of a finished product because that's what causes oxidation and staling.
Right.
But a little bit, that's kind of part of the barrel aging process because it's wood. The wood breathes. So it does oxidize in the barrel, but that's kind of just an accepted part of barrel aged character.
Sure.
Which is why beers like stouts and dark heavy beers generally work better in the barrels. They can handle that oxidative
can-
character.
That is a beautiful.
They're in it for the long haul.
Yes, this is beautiful.
I like that.
So in this, the hazelnut KBS, and those hit the shelves periodically.
Yeah, so I think we launched that in March, so that should still be hanging around in some spots. Yeah, you might be able to find hazelnut on the shelves.
And then it's gone. So will hazelnut come back in a year or 2 years? Or
I think that
how do you rotate those?
Yeah, so what we've been doing is a brand new one in March, and then in November we re-release the one from the previous year's March. So
Okay.
you get it in March, and then you get it the next year's November.
Right.
to
Then the
kinda,
marketing people say this one sold like a mofo. Do more of that.
do that again. Yeah, right. We take that into
Oh,
consideration
you got
for
to.
sure.
You got to. Yeah.
And give the people what they want.
Yeah.
Excellent. So should we dive into the last one, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
down on it.
this one, it honestly, it looks like it's cranberry juice in the glass.
Yeah.
Right?
The
But-
color on it.
Yeah.
Is very.
Yep. Not this one.
Camera's too far away. All right. No worries.
But yeah, but it looks like, we DJ weddings and events all the time. And usually my drink of choice is cranberry juice, just so it looks like I'm participating, right? So this, if it was to be at a reception of some sort, I could participate, if you will.
Just drinking cranberry juice. So this is straight up raspberries. I mean, I really try to keep the malt and the hops in the background and just kind of feature.
It almost smells like a cider, if you will, like
Yeah,
a raspberry
little bit of
cider.
that. Yeah, a little bit of that cider character going.
Yeah.
Raspberries are nice. They have kind of their own sweet, bitter, sour balance within themselves, which always lends nicely to a full palate of a beer. So, like I said, just kind of let the raspberries do the talking in this one.
All right. Where do you source the raspberries from?
I believe they're
Everywhere?
I believe they generally come from the Northwest.
Okay.
Years ago, there was such a bad raspberry shortage. We actually had to stop using raspberries, and we switched to Michigan cherries.
Okay.
For a couple years, which is nice because it's Michigan.
It's Michigan,
cherries,
yeah.
and then like 2 years later, we had that early freeze, and the Michigan cherry crop went nowhere.
Yeah.
But by then, the raspberry crop was back and doing
Right.
fine, so we switched back to raspberries. And
Right.
You just kind of got to be a little flexible in this industry, especially with dealing with agricultural products.
Well, yeah, the ergonomics of everything is like you have to make sure that you're using something that's fresh and keeping your consumers happy at the same time.
Yep.
So you have to be able to take something, tweak it, so it still keeps the way you want it to be.
Exactly.
What's the alcohol on this one?
It was
Ish.
5 to 6%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, that's sweet. It's nice. Yeah. That's the raspberry forward.
Yeah, another beer for people that maybe just don't love traditional beer flavor.
Right.
A lot of we don't currently have wine or anything like that at our pub, so
Yeah.
we sell a lot of this to people that
That's fair.
bring their wives down and
Right. She's driving.
give her one of those. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Excellent. So over the next couple of years, what are some of the things that you were working
Yeah.
on?
Where are you taking this party next?
Good Lord.
That you can tell us. Come on, break some news.
Man. We look at trends and trying to kind of predict where the consumer will go is the name of the game for us, because we're a big company, so we're a little bit slow moving sometimes as far as like what it takes to develop a beer and get it out to the world.
Sure. Yeah.
And sometimes by the time you're like, wow, this thing's really cool right now, we should think about that, and then we start working on it, and then by the time like we get a product that's ready to go,
Yeah.
Everyone's moved on.
they're
to
on
the
to
next.
something
Yeah.
else. So that's I've seen that over the last couple of years a few times and thought to myself, oh man, I'm even spinning my wheels here. But
One of the things as a master brewer is, as a banker, I want to work towards where I can start making policy instead of following policy.
Yeah.
And as a master brewer, you're doing just that. You're making things for the company to then get behind. Right? So that's kind of that dream, if you will.
Yeah.
That a lot of folks want to look at.
Yep, we try to take in a lot of ideas and vet them and think outside the box sometimes. I mean, that's really where new trends come from, and I kind of feel like, personally in my gut, I think that there's a lot of hype beers right now, a lot of these hazies, a lot of really intense fruit beers. People wanting different things every week. That's tough for us. Like I said, we're a big brewery. I think what we should focus on and what would behoove us the best is to really, come up with some brands, things like All Day that really resonated on a grand scale.
Really, it did, yeah.
And build a brand. Invest in the marketing behind it, and try to get people, hooked on something that they do want to drink all the time. They're not just on their way to the next thing, but what's going to resonate, what's going to really stick with them, because that's.
And you
the
have
name
a
of the
number
game
of
for
things
us.
already that we tried tonight that has resonated with me, that I will come back to. Are there going to be any other tap rooms that you guys are going to be doing in the state of Michigan or outside of the state at all?
I don't think we have any plans right now. I mean, coming out of the pandemic it's a changed world out there.
It kind of is.
A lot of things are different. I think a lot of the ways people buy beers are different, and it's nice to see the tap rooms picking up again, because it's been a rough couple of years. It really has. We went from our tap room in Grand Rapids where you could hardly get a seat in there to like, oh man, how do we get people to come back here? It's but it's happening, and we're excited about some warmer weather and live music coming back and those kind of things.
Yeah, if you need a DJ.
Does your band ever get to play at the bar?
Yeah, we actually
Really?
brought the. We were one of the first shows after the pandemic, and it felt great to just do it again. Yeah.
So you actively play? Your band is active right now?
Yeah. I just played a gig last weekend.
Right on. Yeah. So what's the name of your band?
Well, I have several different projects.
Yeah.
Last weekend I played with a Guns N' Roses tribute band.
Nice.
So I started that years ago for a special event, and people keep asking to have it come back for things. So this
Sorry,
is
you got to put the
you
bucket
drums,
on
bass?
your.
I'm a guitar player.
Guitar-
Put
Yeah,
a chicken bucket on your head.
Yeah, well, I get the slash top hat.
Okay,
and,
the top hat. All right, go with the top
we're
hat.
old school Guns N' Roses.
All right,
straight out of
old school.
1987. But it was fun. I still.
Hey, welcome to paradise. That's all. You're good.
I have a great time. Doing things that are artistic, but maybe not beer. So
Yeah.
I have other
I love
hobbies
that.
besides beer.
Yeah, yeah,
I love it.
Music, rock and roll.
Who doesn't have it? This is a gig economy. Who doesn't have a second thing going
kind
on?
of got to? Right?
Yeah. So, is there anything that we missed throughout the past hour and a few moments here?
Yeah.
Because conversating with you has been absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
I cannot
thanks,
thank you enough
guys.
for your time.
No, it's been great.
Yeah.
I love. I mean, it's my favorite thing about this industry is making new friends and drinking beers and talking and learning and
Instead of just going to throw a microphone in front of you with some headphones, and here we go. It's a podcast.
Here we go. Right? Just keep feeding me beers. I can go all night.
Right on. All right, Matt, what's that website again?
Foundersbrewing.com.
That's what it is.
Yes.
All right.
So easy.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment. The Man Cave Happy Hour on all the socials
Yes,
and
please.
The website as well.
Yeah.
Tell 100 of your friends.
They'll
please.
tell 10. You'll have tens and tens of followers.
That's
yes.
it. I will have tens of views on this. But yeah, no, thank you guys for following along, and thanks for the pours, and thanks for the magnificent, or seriously magnificent.
I'm going to finish off
you
this
guys.
this hazelnut
All right.
stuff.
Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.